Hi, Runner Story family. This is Allison Gilliard with Runner Story, where every story needs to be heard. And it's marathon week. It is marathon week for Louisiana Marathon with Fresh Junkie Racing. Super pumped. And this is the perfect time to share my incredible friend, Jacki Franco, and her run story. Guys, we talk about everything from motherhood to running to the bathroom and finding a bird staring at you. Yeah, it's a great story. But I also want to go ahead and share the story of Jacki starts off hard. And so you may want to have a tissue. I also want to say to those that have experienced a miscarriage, Jacki does talk about this. And so I just want to make sure all of our listeners know that Jacki starts off with a hard story, but running comes into play. And it is such a beautiful, impactful story of how powerful the pavement really can be and the power of community. And also to our race directors, the power of how a run can help someone heal. And so you guys are going to hear that with Jacki's story. She's an incredible human being. We have been holding on to this story since Battleship 12K when being interviewed, and that's because she has been training for Louisiana Marathon. So this will be Jacki's first marathon, and so we really wanted this to be extra special for her as it is marathon week. She's put in so much work. I've been following her on social media, and she even talks about her running buddy. Highly encourage you guys, go follow them on social media. You will be so encouraged, and Jacki shares all of that in this story. So I hope you guys leave challenged and encouraged. And I cannot wait to see Jacki and the rest of the gang at Louisiana. I am so excited. I'm not running the full, but I will be there to cheer everyone on. I'm so pumped for it. So if you haven't signed up, there may be some more little slots to sign up, but you definitely should. It'll be totally worth it. So it's a great group going. So excited. As you all know, Fresh Junkie does such a stellar job of putting on races. And then you get to meet Jacki. So Jacki, thank you, my dear friend, so much. I loved our weekend together at Battleship 12K. Can't wait to see you at Louisiana and congratulate you as a marathoner. Speaking of congratulating, can we give a shout out to Spring Hill Boot Camp and Pack Training. Guys, they are kicking my hiney, and I do mean kicking it. I send Gray messages every morning saying, hey, I've done my workout, and he'll send me a message, say, how did it go? And I always send him a terrible meme because they're kicking my tail. But I know it's making me a better runner, a stronger runner, and I am so excited. I love the coaches at Spring Hill Boot Camp and, of course, Pack Training. Guys, definitely go check them out. Whatever goals you have, fitness-wise, these guys can help you. They are absolutely amazing. They listen to you. They encourage you. And if you get Chris, he'll even sing to you, which, okay. Guys, so at Pack Training, they know that for runners, we need strength. And so when we work on our strength, that is less injuries for us. And we know that we have to be stronger to stay on the pavement. And they want to help you get to that finish line. So guys, at Pack Training, you'll build the muscles needed for better speed, power, and injury prevention. Stronger legs, solid core, powerful glutes. Guys, we can run longer, faster, and even more efficient. I am loving everything about this. So definitely go check them out at Pack. You can even have a pack of people and go and just have a good time with the trainers. They're absolutely phenomenal. Go check them out. And then come work out with me at Spring Hill Boot Camp. Guys, it's so much fun. It's definitely a winning combo with Pack. Guys, boot camp is where HIIT takes your endurance to the next level. They have short bursts of high intensity training, which increases your cardiovascular capacity. It boosts your stamina and makes every run feel like you're operating at your peak. Who doesn't want that? Because I cannot say enough great things about boot camp and Pack Training. Absolutely 10 out of 10 recommend. They believe in the running community. They're getting so involved, and we have so many great ideas that's coming together. We are pumped. So whether you're focusing on building strength or improving your endurance, both Pack Training and Spring Hill Boot Camp have the tools to help you run your best. Check them out on social media. You can also find them on our website at runnerstory.com. It's going to be right there. They are official gym of Runner Story, so you'll be able to find their stuff all year round because we believe in them and they believe in us. Guys, Pack Training and Spring Hill Boot Camp can help you reach your fitness goals and keep you on the pavement longer and help you cross those finish lines. So definitely add them as part of your story. So that being said, Get ready, get set, and go run with my friend Jacki and her restaurant. It's been not even a year. I'm almost a year since we met. Yeah, because Mississippi Gulf Coast would be where we met at officially.
Yep.
I knew about you unofficially. I Battleship 12K when I met Jeff.
Yes.
And then we got to meet and hang out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got to get her on the podcast. And we tried. We tried. Yeah. And then we were like, perfect. Here you are.
Finally.
Let me just say, for those that don't know, you're an excellent social media, so much fun. I love your content. Guys, she's training for a full. I'm going to go ahead and say that. You're training for a full, which will be Louisiana.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do the half, not the full. So I'll be cheering you on.
Yay.
But your outfits are just amazing.
That is Sanita. Sanita Athletics.
Okay.
Give them a little plug.
There you go. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually wearing all Sanita tomorrow.
Okay. Red, white, and blue?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I love it because you and your running buddy, which I'm sure you're going to talk about.
Of course.
Y'all put on like the best. Just look like you guys have such a great time.
We do.
We do.
We figured out that we needed to have fun.
Yeah.
But it also helps that we realized when we started training how much we actually get along and how much we actually like are friends outside of running. And so we just brought both of those together and have fun.
It's amazing. So I highly encourage people to follow you on social media.
Oh,
which will
yay.
be posted when we post the story. So, I mean, you post your
Yes, I actually have
story.
2 social medias that I'll talk about the second
Perfect.
one
Okay.
later.
Yay. Okay. So let's get started.
Okay.
How did your run story begin?
Okay, so might be a little bit lengthy, but we'll see. So I used to like dance and I was a cheerleader, growing up a little bit, cheerleader in high school, competitions, things like that. I always had something that I was working towards. And I also was a swimmer. And so I had swim meets or I had a cheer competition or something. And I always worked towards something. And then as I got into adulthood and I had kids and I was not doing any of those things, I was like, okay, I want something. I need something I can work towards, another goal. And that's just how I work. I work better when I know I have something I'm working for. So I talked to my husband, Jeff Franco, and he's a runner and he has been for a long time. And he was like, you should start running. And I was like, I don't know about that one. And I laughed at it and brushed it off for a little bit. And then I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to start running. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to sign up for my first race. So I signed up for a local 5K, and I started training, and I was like hardcore, like I'm going to do this 5K. So I trained for the 5K, ran the 5K, but in that time, I found out that I was pregnant with a 4th baby.
Wow.
Okay. And so I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. I'm going to run and I'm going to be pregnant and blah, 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 all this stuff. Well, then at some point after that, I had lost that baby. And then COVID and all that. And I needed a way to grieve, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I needed something that I felt more connected. And I found that running helped with that. And then I found a race that was for people, like specifically raised money for organizations and foundations for people that have lost babies, whether miscarriage, stillborn, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I started training for that race. And that was the one that I was like, okay, now I'm training for a purpose. And so I kept that in mind of like what I'm running for. And so I did that. So I trained and I was like, wholeheartedly, I am running this race and I'm running this race for that child. And then they canceled the race.
Oh, no.
And I was devastated.
Sure.
Devastated because even though to other people it was like, that's just a race. But to me, it wasn't just a race. It was something that I had been working through and that was going to be my moment of closure, so to speak. And I didn't know what to do because I was like, do I keep running? Do I find another race? I don't know what to do. And I ended up taking a little bit time off because I just didn't know where to go. And there was not a lot of races happening at the time. And then that same race put on another one, and it was not virtual or canceled. It was in person. And I said, I'm doing that one. So I got back into training to run that specific race. And so, yeah, that's how I got into it. But that's also how I stayed with it, because I don't think I would have stayed if I didn't have a purpose for it.
Sure.
That was my purpose. And that was my connection to that child. So
How did you feel crossing that finish line?
it was very emotional. I cried.
Sure.
I cried on that route. That race puts out, like, you can purchase a sign and you can have the child's name on it if you want to. And so we just had like baby Franco on the sign. And I remember running and they just have him lining the street. It's just an emotional race just because you're looking at all these signs of all these names of children and babies. But I ran that race knowing that child was with me, so to speak. And I just remember looking out. I ran with my head looked to the side the whole time, and I just watched and watched. And when I saw mine come up, I kissed my hand and I touched the sign, and I ran the rest of the race. And it was emotional. It was tough. But I felt like it was what I needed. And then I was able to continue my running journey and not grieve anymore on the running journey. I was able to find a little bit of closure and just continue with my running journey for me. But that's how I started and continued.
Wow.
So,
I had no idea, Jacki. It made me cry. Wow.
sorry.
No, that is.
I hate to be a downer in the very beginning, but
I think it's because I only know you as joyful Jacki. We instantly connected at Gulf Coast, and then we connected a little bit at Louisiana, and then we follow each other on social media, and I watch you with your kids.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like I'm part of the Franco family.
Of course
But
you
it's
are.
like it's just I had no idea. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for letting me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So obviously there have been some lessons that you've learned from running.
Absolutely.
So what are some of those?
I've learned a lot about me. I've learned a lot about who I am and what I'm capable of doing. I learned how much of an escape running could be, where I can get in the groove. And I never understood that. Like, I've heard many people be like, I just run and I can get out of my head. And I'm like, how do you get out of your head? You're running and you're huffing and you're puffing, and I don't get it. But I learned how, and I learned why. And so, yeah, it was good. It was good just to kind of learn what I can do, what I'm capable of doing. And I connected with all parts of life, I feel like.
By hitting the pavement.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So let's talk about routine, because you are and you have been training for this marathon. And obviously here we are at Battleship 12K, going to be running it tomorrow.
Yep.
So what does your pre-race routine look like?
I honestly don't have much of a pre-race routine. I get so nervous.
Okay.
I get very nervous right before a race.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't know why. Yeah, I have no answer for that. I really have no answer as to why I get so nervous. And it's just, and my nerves, when I get nervous, I'm not going to do anything. So I get up, I try to eat a little bit because I know I need to. It might be a little bit of a banana. I'll probably sip on a liquid IV or something like that.
Okay.
Other than that, I really don't have a routine, just because I'm just trying to get out of my head the whole morning right before a race. I'm just trying not to get in my head and be all negative. And so I try to just feel like, okay, I got this. I got this. And I'm so busy doing that and doing my hair, because I have to tie back this mane. And so I spend my time sipping on a liquid IV while I do my hair. That's my routine.
That's great. So let's talk about, you crossed the finish line. What do you like to do now? Do you have a routine after the finish?
Once again, not much of a routine,
Okay.
but I have recently figured out that I love to take off my running shoes.
A to the man, girl. A to the man.
Oh my gosh. And I never did that until recently. I don't know why I never thought of it. But I'm packing slides or something in the bag and I gear check that bag and I leave my socks on, but my tennis shoes come off and just the feeling of stretching out my feet and just not being so close. And it's like my feet get claustrophobic.
Yeah, yeah.
And I put on other shoes and my feet are like, yeah, I can breathe. So I like that. And then I just can probably sip on another liquid IV. And that's really about it. I need to turn off all music. Like I don't need any music. At some point, there are times I will cross a finish line with no music on.
Okay.
Just because it's too much. So by the time I finish a race, I don't want music. I want my shoes off. I want water with liquid IV, and I want to chill for a minute. And then at some point, I'll get more into like, okay, what's the rest of the day look like? What do I need to do now?
That's good. That's really good. I like that. What has been your favorite running item? Like you will not go run without this item.
Well, recently it's been my running bestie, Danielle. But I can't always take her on a run with me, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I have discovered an item called lady parts.
Oh, okay.
And I cannot run without lady parts somewhere
Okay.
on my body. I came across it several weeks ago because I chafe so bad. And I tried Body Glide and it worked until it didn't work.
Okay.
One day it just decided I'm not going to do anything for you
Wow.
and did nothing. And then I tried coconut oil and I sweat it all off. So that did nothing. And then I tried petroleum jelly and that had to be applied about every 20 minutes or so.
Get out of here.
So no joke, when I did long runs, pretty much any run, I would have petroleum jelly in my pocket, in my running vest, somewhere on my person was petroleum jelly because I would have to be mid-run, open the top, rub my hands, and rub petroleum jelly on me.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't run with petroleum jelly in my pocket.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? This is not feasible. So I went online and I found lady parts. And I have been using that ever since in all the areas. And it is amazing.
Wow. Okay. Did you just do like a Google search and try to figure out where?
I actually went on Pinterest.
Oh, okay.
I went on Pinterest and I was like, anti-chafe anything. Give me something. And I just went through and it gave me the normal things. And I'm like, I tried those.
Yeah.
I don't want those. I need something stronger. And so I found that one and I went on Amazon.
Wow.
And there it was. And it's been glorious ever since.
That's amazing. Wow.
I know.
Especially the summer that we've had. Oh man, it's been brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
So this I can apply one time and then I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I put it on yesterday when I ran 17 miles yesterday and I put it in all different parts. Never had to reapply.
Wow.
Did not cheat anywhere.
Shout out to Lady Parts.
Right?
Wow.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Favorite running shoes that you cannot wait to take off after you get done running?
It's so funny that you asked that because if we would have done this interview in January, I would have said I don't have a favorite running shoe because I hadn't had enough to try at that point. But now, at this time, I have multiple running shoes that I've tried. And right now, it is the Hoka Mach X2.
Ooh, okay.
Love them. I love them so much. Even though I went to take them off after a run, I love them so much that I actually look forward to when I get to wear them. And I was actually sad because I didn't bring them on this run because I ran 17 miles in them yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, I think they need a break. The phone needs a break. So I'm running different ones tomorrow. I'm a little sad just because I love those shoes so much.
I mean, no, it's great because That's my kind of psychology with shoes, is that your running shoes should make you excited. They should get you like, ooh, I can't wait to put you on. You know, ooh, we're gonna feel so good.
Every 2 miles. Yes.
That's great. Okay. Yeah. When you go on a long run, which you did yesterday.
Yes.
How do you feel along the run?
I have recently been doing cliff blocks.
Okay.
And I like those, but I can't fuel a whole entire long run with those. So I've been swapping with that and honey stinger gels.
Okay.
That's been my favorite. I used to do only goo, and then I got away from goo and went to the cliff blocks. And then I realized that I can't fuel the whole time. So then I introduced honey stinger, and I realized that's better. I also like paper and jelly sandwiches.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like Uncrustables.
Got some in the fridge.
I love them. I love them for 10 miles or more. It's like perfect because I take it out the freezer and I stuff them in my zipper in my vest. And by the time I'm ready for it, I can eat it.
It's room temperature.
And it's perfect. It's perfect. My kids see them in the fridge and they're like, "Oh, Mom, can we have an Uncrustable?" And I'm like, "That's for my long runs. Leave them alone. Don't touch them. They're mine." So, yeah, I love those.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite running memory? Do you have one that when you think about it, you're just like, oh, that's why I love running?
Okay, so I have a funny story.
Ooh, okay.
To
I like
go
funny
with my
stories.
memory.
Okay.
It's actually is recent, so it makes it even funnier. So, and whenever Danielle listens to this, she will appreciate it because she was there with me. So we were running on a certain path that we've done many times, and we know in this route where the bathrooms are. And it also depends on if the bathrooms will be open, depending on the time of day and the day of the week, because it's on a campus.
Okay.
So this one particular area has bathrooms in the middle, but they're not always open. And so we passed the bathroom that we knew was open. And I was like, I don't need to go to the bathroom. And so we run a little bit more and we get to this other section that is significantly farther from the first bathroom. Like, I'm not going to make it back to that bathroom. Okay. And just FYI, I am one of those runners that, like, if you ever seen the meme and it's like, if you could pick one person running, that you'd get $1 million if they poop on the run. That I'm the friend you want to take, because I can pretty much guarantee at some point in that run, I'm going to have to. And so I passed up that bathroom because I didn't need to. When we make it to this other part and I'm like, oh, I need to go now. And she's like, we can't make it back to the bathroom. I'm like, no, that bathroom is not an option. It's either this bathroom right here or it's the woods. And I was like, I'm going to check that one first. If that one's closed, then it's got to be the woods.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, all right, fingers crossed that we can do it. So we go around and it was open. Thank God it was open.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, like celebrating all the things, okay? So we walk in and it's one that you like walk in and then you turn corner. So there's no door.
Okay.
Okay. But they have like a chain link fence that will lock. That's what they locked it for you.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
It's padlocked and all that. So anyway, that gate was open. So we walk right in and we walk in and we turn and there's a bird. Like just this random bird flying, flapping all around the bathroom. He's hitting the walls, he's hitting the lights. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a space. There was like 3 stalls maybe in this full bathroom. So this bird is just going haywire in this bathroom. And so my friend's like, I don't need to go that bad. I'm getting out. And I'm like, I can't leave. I'm sorry. This bird is going to be here with me. So I find a stall and I'm like, okay, I'm sitting there and I have a hat on. And I'm sitting there and I have my head down because I'm like, this bird poops on me while I'm pooping. This is not going to be good. So I'm sitting with my head down and I'm like, at least it'll poop on my head, right? So I'm sitting there and I can still hear it. It's literally flapping all around me. And I'm just sitting there on the toilet and then it stops. And it stops. And I'm like, where's this bird? Where's the bird? And I'm almost afraid to look up at this point because I don't know where it is.
It's just like staring.
I'm like this. I'm literally staring at the floor. And I'm like, I don't know where this bird is. Okay, so I slowly peek up because I'm like, well, maybe he left, right? So I slowly peek up and I look, and the bird was on the door of the stall staring at me, perched on the door, just eyes locked on me, and I screamed. And so my friend's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "The bird is staring at me." It's, it kind of freaked me out because I'm like, "Why is this bird staring at me? I don't understand." So I picked this up and I washed my hands, and then I ran out that bathroom so fast. She's like, "What was he doing?" And I showed her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh," just staring at me, literally staring at me, literally eyes locked, staring at me.
That's a great story.
That's my favorite morning memory thus far.
Maybe he was trying to read your hat.
I didn't have anything written on that. It was solid grid. It was like, oh my gosh, like the run where the bird watched me poop.
That is fantastic.
That was the title of that episode of Learning.
Takes bird watching to a whole nother level.
Right. Yeah, I've been told that I need to reenact that video somehow. She was like, "You need another film. You need to get a fake bird and put it on the stall door
With like its hands on the hip.
right?"
The audacity of you coming to this bathroom.
It's like, how dare you? How dare you do your business right here? This is my bathroom.
I was dancing. I was having the time of my life.
He was. My friend took a video. A running messy Danielle took a video of the bird.
Wow. Man, that is hilarious. What a story. That is crazy.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Back on track now.
Oh my God, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. It was such a great story.
Yeah.
Just think you had your own peeping Tom.
I did.
Beep show. Beep show. Yeah.
All
Okay.
of it.
All of it.
All of it. It was a whole vibe. A whole thing.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Is there a meal that after you get done running that you're like, oh, I just really want to eat this?
I really like a hamburger after a long run. After pushing myself and not having real food on a run.
Sure.
I want big, juicy hamburger. But being that my husband literally runs for donuts, donuts are in that list too. I don't have much of a choice when it comes to that.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it's like donut, burger.
You could combine the two.
I would love to combine the two. Make a
Yeah. What do you call that?
a dough burger. A ham nut.
That's that on so many levels. We're not calling it that, Jackie.
That's one. We're gonna go with their burger.
Could you imagine saying, what are you in the mood for now? A ham nut.
Ham nut. I think two medium well ham nuts, please. Big and juicy. Oh my God.
We're never going to be allowed to do a podcast together again.
Nope,
Ever.
nope.
No, not.
Definitely not in a public place.
Oh my goodness. So you did mention that you do listen to music sometimes.
Yes.
So what is Jackie's running playlist?
A whole plethora of things.
Any bird calls?
Absolutely not. Might have a little bit of PTSD after that. I don't need any bird call. But where's it? No. It's a whole mess of things.
Okay.
It just has to be fast.
Okay.
I would like songs that I know. If I know at least part of it, I can get into it more. And so even if all I know is just a single line of the chorus.
Yeah.
But when that line comes on, it's like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to run this. And then I'll sprinkle in a little bit of worship music every now and then.
Ooh, okay. That's great. Yeah. I love that. That's good.
It's a
Good.
whole mess. If people looked at my playlist and feel like,
Who does this belong to?
what? How old are you? Where are you from? What year were you born?
Oh, that's great. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about recovery. Do you
Yes.
have a favorite recovery tool?
My sofa.
That's not at all what I thought you were going to say.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think I was going to say?
Well,
It's really not a bird.
just for those that don't know, that Jeff has been on the podcast before, but he's a chiropractor.
Uh-huh.
So I figured you were like, oh, well, I go to the chiropractor. No,
No. No.
I go to the sofa.
Sofa.
Okay.
Sofa. All the way.
All the-
I love a good sofa after a long run. I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I do like the adjustments, but I'd rather that before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather feel better going into it.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
before that, add that to my pre-race routine. It's not necessarily a routine because I don't always feel like I need to.
Yeah.
And since I have the luxury of a traveling personal chiropractor that I can, they're like, hey, you want to adjust my neck before you go to bed tonight? Okay, great. Thank you. So not much of a routine, but I do have it whenever I want.
I love how you're like, I have a traveling chiropractor.
Ew.
He comes with me.
He does.
He's my
Personal. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cross training activity? You have been strength training. Don't sit here and lie. I know.
I have been a little bit,
Yeah.
but not as much as I should, to be honest.
But you are strength training. I mean, you are.
Yeah, I am doing some, not as much as I should. But if you were looking at, okay, when I'm not running, I'm biking, or when I'm not running, I'm swimming, things like that.
Yeah.
Not really me. If I'm not going to run, I'd probably rather do some sort of strength training with weights, kettlebells, things like that. I do enjoy a good strength training workout video.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, that's my jam. I'm terrible if you ask me to do it on my own. Oh, just work out. And it's like, all of a sudden, every workout I've ever done goes out my head. And I'm like, what am I doing with these weights? But when I have video and I have instruction, it's like, I got this. I'm so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Do you have a race that you're like, not my best?
It was a Crescent City Classic
Oh, okay.
several years ago. Yeah, several. This is before my whole running story happened. And I was like 6. Got this in the bag. Did not train, didn't do anything. I'm just going to do what I can. And I had no idea of pushing yourself too far or going out too fast and listening to your body and all that stuff. I didn't do any of that. I just went out and started. And I pushed myself too hard, and I thought I could sustain it, and I could not. And I got pretty close to the finish line. Finish line is there, full of people on the side. I was probably 50 feet.
Wow.
So you can imagine I was pretty darn
seeing
close.
the finish
I was
line.
right
Yeah.
there. And I am pushing myself. And my body was like, no, I'm literally going to expel everything in your body at this moment right now on the course. And in the middle of running, because I was determined I am going to run through that finish line because I am not going to get a walking. I'm going to run. So I continue to run while my body just
Stop. Oh.
yeah. So I proceeded to vomit everywhere on the course, all over, mid-run. I didn't want to stop running, so I just kept going until my body was like, you are stopping right now. And I stopped, and I just continued to all over the course while people were on the sidelines. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Help her. I'm a nurse. And I'm like, I don't need a nurse. I just need to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
And there were Marines behind me that were marching the course. And I split them because they had to go around said vomit. And then, oh, yeah, it's quite embarrassing because as soon as I walked off, people were like, "You're the girl that just puked on the course." Yes, I am. Finally. Thank you. That's me. It was not my finest moment in running. Thankfully, that was before I got serious about running.
Okay.
But that was a big eye opener for me to be like, yeah, you can't just go out and run. No,
Have you since done Crescent City Classic?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
And a different outcome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I now know not to push myself too far. I mean, sometimes I do. I'm not
Sure,
gonna lie.
yeah.
Sometimes I do. It's a race. You're supposed to push yourself. But I've since learned how to listen to my body and not continue to run while vomiting at the same time.
That's fair.
It's not happened since then.
Good, good.
Yeah. Out of that one.
You go, girl. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to start running or walking?
Just start. It only takes one step. But keep going and don't let a bad run define you as a runner. I had to learn that one on my own, and it took me a little while to learn that. But I always had this mindset when I started running that it's a certain definition that you have as a runner. And if you don't meet that definition, you don't qualify to call yourself a runner. And that was in my head for a long time. And I've since learned that that doesn't make you a runner. You can get out there and you can run and you can walk and run and walk and do all that. You're still a runner. You can run a 14-minute mile or a 7-minute mile. You are still a runner. And no matter how fast or slow or whatever your pace is or however your runs look, don't let a bad run define who you are, because you can have a bad run and just hate every bit of it. The fueling didn't go right. Your shoes didn't feel right. Your clothes didn't work right. The sun was shining. It was too cold. Whatever it was, so many things could go wrong that makes that run crap.
Yeah.
But then you wake up the next day and you can do a similar run or a longer run and have it be amazing to where you finish that run and you're like, I freaking crushed it.
Yeah.
So if you always let a bad run define you, you're not going to continue, because a bad run is going to hold you back.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Yes. When a run gets tough or you have that bad run and you want to give up, or you're at the Crescent City Classic and you're just let it off and you want to give up, what do you tell yourself? Do you have a mantra?
Just keep running.
Just keep running.
And I say it in my head like Dory from Finding Nemo.
Yes.
Just keep running. Just keep running. I literally sing it in my head like that. When I started running, I used to set little bitty goals for myself on my run. And it would be like, just run to that stop sign. Just run to that house. Just run to that mailbox. And so I kept telling myself, just keep running. I would get to that goal and I would say, just keep running. And then I would run to the next one. And I would say, just keep running. And so my little bitty run at the stop sign, run to the mailbox, run to this, ended up getting further and further until I was running more at one given period of time.
That's so good. It's just so good. So we've talked about you're getting ready to complete a 26.2
Yes.
in January.
Yes.
What are some other running goals that you have?
So since Danielle and I have been training a lot this go round, and unfortunately we are not running the same marathon. We are putting in all this time and training, and she is running the Honolulu Marathon in 21 days. And so we had so much fun and we've enjoyed the training so much. So we were like, we need to set another goal. So we have set for ourselves to bring our 10K time down.
Ooh, okay.
So our last 10K time was 1 hour, 8 minutes. And so we are hoping to run, and that was the Crescent City Classic this year. So our goal is to run Classic 2025 in under an hour.
Wow.
So
You guys got it.
So shortly after we run both of our marathons, we will get right back into speed training.
Wow. Oh, that's so good. That's good. What's been your favorite length to run, whether it's a race or it's a training run? Is there a certain length that you
10 miles.
10 miles,
10
yeah.
or more, honestly. We've learned a lot through this training process together to really lean in on zone 2 runs. And it's just been really good because we've talked about this the other day, actually, me and Danielle, that we really enjoy our long runs because we've set aside so much time together that we feel like we can just get started and just like get in a groove and just go. And we know we're in it for a long haul, and we get comfortable. We at some point get on autopilot and we just keep going. And we've had the best conversations on these long runs. And it's because we have this time together to talk about things or whatever it is. We've talked about so many different things, but just the zone 2 runs where you just settle in and you're just gonna run. Just, it feels good.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Yeah.
And like I said, you guys make great content videos because sometimes you guys will be like, we're going to have a picnic or watch us work out or.
Yep. Or we've done 3 miles till pumpkin spice cupcake.
That's right.
We did
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one. We did one where we fueled the entire run on pumpkin spice flavored foods. And we did a movie theater candy run one time. Yes.
I'm telling you, you guys have the best time. You really do. I'm like, man, I wish I lived closer. Yeah.
So we really do have a good time with that. So it's funny that you talk about social media and content because I'm going to do a little plug-in for my other social media.
Yeah,
Because it's
absolutely.
new. It's still a baby.
Okay.
But Danielle realized on a run, we spent a lot of time talking about our pace because we're not fast. And we talked about how people tend to shy away from running or run clubs sometimes because they're not fast enough. And so we realized that the running community needs slow runners like us.
Yeah.
And so she has coined the term bridge gappers.
Bridge gappers.
Can you hear me? So we are the runners that we're faster than a walker, but slower than a front runner. And so we're bridging the gap. We're bringing all of those people together. And so we have a Instagram page called Bridge Gap Running.
Bridge gap running. Okay.
Bridge Gap Running. It is still new, so there's not a whole lot on there. But we actually came up with that on a long run. And was like, we need to get this out there. People need to know that it's okay to run slow. It's okay to be the last one that finishes at a run club. You know, just get out there and do it. And so we've dedicated this page to the more serious stuff. We do like that fun, and we will try to make you laugh on some of those reels, like always, because that's our goal.
Yeah.
But it's to motivate people. It's to encourage people to get out there and run. Doesn't matter what you're doing, how fast you are, how slow you are, whether you could be brand new to running and you're still walking, but you want to get to running. We're that page for you with fun and motivational content.
That's so fun. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That is so fun. When you are running,
Yeah.
what are you passionate about? What fuels you?
I like to read,
Okay.
so I do like to do that. I have recently gotten into photography.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that is something else that I am enjoying in my spare time. And I homeschool my kids. So I honestly find a lot of joy in researching homeschooling things, whether it's different curriculums or the other things that you can bring into homeschooling just to change it up a little bit. I just enjoy looking at how other people do it, how other homeschool schedules or homes look like compared to mine, and just bringing in that and hanging out with my kids.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Any final words of wisdom, my friend?
I mean, I feel like I've said a lot of words of wisdom.
You sure have. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, so if you listen to the whole thing, you're going to get a little bit from all the things. But yeah, just to reiterate that you can learn so much about yourself when you find something that you can be passionate about and you learn what you're capable of. and you learn that you can do the hard thing.
Yeah.
And it might seem impossible at a moment in time. I remember when a 5K seemed impossible for me. And now I'm running half marathons like it's nothing. And it's like, oh, that's a half? Oh, yeah, I can do that. And since training for the full, I still have moments where I doubt myself.
Sure.
And it helps to have my running partner to talk some sense in me sometimes. And she's like, Jacki, you've got this.
Yeah.
Look at what we just did. Look at our past runs. You've got this. So that's another word of wisdom. If you don't have a running partner, get one. You don't have one, get one. In the words of Toy Story. A moving buddy. In this case, it's a running buddy.
That's fantastic.
So,
Jacki, keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
So excited to see you run in
Thank you.
January. And just thank you for letting me be part of your life. I just absolutely love it. So
thank you for letting me share my story. I have lots of stories. Stay tuned for more bird stories.
Isn't Jacki just the absolute cutest? Oh my goodness. Adore her, love her. It was so much fun because at Battleship 12K the night before is when we interviewed. We actually spent the evening together and it was so much fun. And you guys heard last week, you heard Chris's story, and we got to just have dinner together as a big group, and it was so much fun. Just relax and hang out. And I am such a fan of Jacki and Jeff Franco. And I love their hearts. They're just incredible human beings, and they're doing incredible things in Louisiana. And I wish they lived here, but they don't. But we keep up with each other on social media, and I feel like I am part of the family. So I absolutely love the Francos. They are incredible people, and they're doing incredible things and raising incredible kids. And Jacki, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it wasn't easy. I know there were some really hard parts. I know there's some really scary parts with the bird. I love you, my friend. You are just absolutely amazing. And again, cannot wait to see you cross the finish line of your 2022. Just so stinking proud of you. So you put in the work, enjoy the party. On Sunday, it's gonna be so much fun. So excited for you. And guys, thank you so much to our podcast partners of the month and our official gyms of the month, which is Pack Training and Spring Hill Boot Camp. Guys, I absolutely love them. The team there's phenomenal. Go check them out. I'm also gonna say Team Emily and Charity. Love this. They are such a great team. We have a gym challenge going on right now, and that's the team I'm on, and I am so pumped. I cannot wait to see what I'm able to accomplish and what others are able to accomplish in the gym. It's another family. It's an extension, and I just love that. So definitely go check out my friends at Pack Training and Spring Hill Boot Camp. You will not be disappointed. In fact, you're going to be like, wow, that was amazing. They are so good. And like I said, if you get to be serenaded by Chris, you're welcome. So absolutely great. And as always, thank you to Greg Gilliard from Gilliard Tech Services for editing our podcast, updating our website. Guys, if you've not checked out the website, go check it out. It is so good. I'm so excited about it and all the cool things that he's doing. So if you want to freshen up your existing one, or if you have new ideas that you want to build a new one, definitely check him out. You can also find him on our website. You can also find him on social media and Gilliard Tech Services online as well. And our Patreon supporters, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. And you guys are the best. I cannot say thank you enough, because you've put us in this position to be able to continue to share stories into season 3. We are in 2025 sharing stories, and it's because of our Patreon supporters. So join the Patreon community, guys. We're always working to do stuff with them and to add stuff to our Patreon community. So there's different levels, just like there's different races. There's different levels that you can check out. If you want to do a 5K, you want to do a half, it's all in there, guys. So much love to our Patreon supporters. We would not be here without you. So thank you guys so very much. And as always, thank you to all of our listeners. Make sure you like, share, and comment Jacki's story. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, such a huge fan. And if you don't know her, get to know her. Follow her on social media. She's absolutely incredible. Until next time, guys, go run your story, because every story needs to be heard.